Okay, it's Friday. It's around noon. I'm back up here again. Everything looks pretty much untouched. I like this. Brought the old truck up. Hey, and a screen door. Woo, I got a screen door on the cabin. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with the rest of the afternoon, but it's good to be back. When I come up with a plan, I will get back to you. So, beautiful day. They're calling for a beautiful weekend. Got the truck. Maybe I'll cut some logs and skid them ready for the sawmill operation. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. Okay, that's what I've been up to. I skidded out these few logs and getting them stacked up so that they can be milled. She's not a tractor, but you put her in bull low, it does pretty good. Anywho, it's about 3:30. I'm going to take the rest of the afternoon and cut some firewood up. Tomorrow I'm going to go for some larger trees that will be worked for, or they will work for my lumber projects. So, hey, like I said, gonna go cut some trees. Okay, this will be the first one I cut. It's actually not a bad looking tree at all. I'd like to leave it, but when the property was logged, this was a skid trail, and that one got barked to the point where it's done. So I'm going to drop it and use it before it gets all punky and falls over. So I'm going to try to set the tripod up and see if I can get a little bit of video for you, but bear with me, I'm not good at such things. Okay, I didn't bother filming the blocking it up into the billets, but that's done. Now I'm going to sneak my old truck back in here and load her up. Yeehaw! Later. Okay, well that's what I'm down to now. Been doing some splitting. And it's like 5 o'clock, so I think I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to cook steak tonight. Treating myself. Now, not a great steak, but it's a steak. So, there's my cooking rock. I'm going to get at it. So, there's my steak on the rock. fire's down pretty low. This is not going to be the quickest cook in the world, but I don't think I want it quick. Anywho, I'll bring you back when it's cooked a little more. So the cooking is proceeding. A little bit of Montreal steak spice. And a few more minutes and it'll be done, because I like it very rare. Fire is, yeah, not bad. My cooking rock. I love it. Well, there we go. That's steak on a flat rock. And I think I'm going for it. Supper. Yay! Good morning. It's Saturday. About to take our battery over to the clearing with the solar panel and charge her up for the day. I did drop another tree last night and blocked it up till I ran out of gas in the saw and said that was a sign to make it a night. So I will finish blocking today, haul it over here. I am not going to get everything split this trip, but I can stack it up over here and split when I have downtime. Then I'm going to start dropping trees for lumber. And I may or may not get firewood out as well. Probably. Whether or not I cut that this trip, I don't know. But anywho, that's what's up, and I'll get back to you in a little bit. Okay, that little bit is stacked up. Again, I will split at my leisure in the future. Got that other tree to go clean up, and then start dropping the bigger stuff. And again, with the firewood, I've got it stacked around here, there, and everywhere, but it will all go in that, I'm going to call it a driving shed. That's what we used to call equipment sheds when I was growing up. So, no more carport, driving shed. See if I can remember this. Gonna have a cup of coffee and get back at it then, later. Okay, got myself into a bit of a pickle here. I didn't have a lot of choice on the direction of fall on this one. It was leaning very hard, like a 30-degree angle. It is completely cut through at the bottom, but hanging up into another tree there. So what the plan here is, get my old truck back in here, chain around the bottom, and drag it that way. That should get me clear of the other trees. The issue I've got is it's probably going to block my path so I can't get the truck back out. So worst case scenario, I cut it into firewood and burn it this winter. Although it is a basswood and the burning is not great, but hey, there's sometimes I don't want a real hot fire. Hey, wish me luck. Okay, chained up. Hopefully the tree won't spin this side and take the camera out, but let's see what happens. See what an old 6-cylinder 4-speed Chevy can do. Well, that didn't work out so good. Maybe I'm not completely cut through. By the way, the tree basically hasn't fallen. That's, for all intents and purposes, the angle it was on when I cut it. But let me see what I can do here. So, try again. By the way, I wish I had a taller tripod. This bending over sucks. Anywho, gonna cut that into a couple of 16-foot lengths and skid them out of here if I can get the truck past. Later. Okay, I've set the tripod up on the back of the truck. I don't know if this is gonna work, but let's skid a log. Well, there we go. That was in bull low or granny low. I love these old 4-speeds. Well, I'm going to unchain, roll this over, and go get the other half. Later. Okay, there's the other half skidded in. I didn't get them quite to the same distance, but hard to judge when you're towing by yourself and you can't see it. But I think it's lunchtime. I'll get back to you after I've had some. Later. Okay, I've had some lunch. I have not picked out my next tree yet. I will take a wander through the bush and do that. But in the meantime, I'd like to give a shout out to Backwoods Patriot. He runs a marvelous channel. I'm always quite impressed with his postings. Hey Backwoods, you're not the only one that chainsaws without safety equipment. Chaps, hard hat, yada yada. I've had the equipment and I did use it. Right now I don't have the equipment and don't have the funds to go buy it. I do plan on buying it. I think it is a prudent thing to do, but there's other things to spend the money on right now, and this has to be done, so it's going to get done. I don't believe it's an ego thing. It's taking a reasonable precaution. But each to his own, and I'm gonna go cut another tree without safety equipment. I do have a friend that was permanently disabled due to a chainsaw accident. I know it's quite serious. I have taken chainsaw safety classes, and I know what I'm doing is idiotic, out chainsawing by myself in the bush. But it has to be done, and it's gonna get done. I'm accepting the risks. Risks? Yeah, that's better. And each to his own on that decision. Later, people. Okay, I think this is the next one. She's a biggin. Right up there with the largest I've ever dropped. And hey, it's not too far from the pile. I think I can get 2, maybe 3 sections out of this. That's a fair amount of lumber. By the way, in case anybody's noticing, I'm cutting basswood. Basswood, spruce, balsam, even some poplar. This is a maple bush, and I'm not cutting maple for my construction project. And the reason is pretty simple. I'm going to cut the maple for the house. And I'm not building the house yet. And this stuff is okay for what I'm doing. I don't need anything bully for strong. Good sized tree, eh? This will work. So I'm going to drop it and get back to you later. And there we go. Came down pretty much dead nuts to where I wanted it. Now I blocked it to length and skid it out of here. And it looks like I'll get a little bit of firewood at the far end because it's right in my walkway. But first things first, I am going to see if I can roll this big brute of a thing back that way to give myself some more room here. So what I'm going to do is cable it around the middle to a snatch block over against that maple over here, and truck in here and pull the truck ahead, which should roll that backwards. I hope. I love working by myself. Later. Okay, here's my setup. Cable around the log. Cable comes back here to a snatch block. Snatch block is strapped to the tree. Other end of the cable comes up here, hooks to this chain to the truck. I will set the little tripod up and film what happens, for good, bad, or otherwise. I think it'll work though. If the truck's got it in it to move this thing. It's 29 feet long and, well, big around. Okay, I'll get set up and bring you back. Okay, I've got the camera pointed at the action, not at the truck. I don't think... maybe I'll move the camera and see if I can get both. Hold on a minute. Okay, there we go. Got a little bit of both in. Wish me luck. Okay, I ran out of memory on the camera. Sorry for that. I've got just enough room to say this is what I've got done so far this weekend. And remember folks, it's the journey, not the destination. Later.